Have you ever watched the MTV Video Music Awards, seen all the biggest stars celebrating their wins, and wondered, what's their secret? What separates a one-hit wonder from a VMA legend? You see them on stage looking so effortless, but what if I told you that their success isn't just about a good song or a slick video? There's a hidden playbook, a series of surprising commonalities that link the VMA's biggest winners. And it's less about luck and more about a psychological and strategic masterclass. This isn't just about music, it's about understanding the very essence of cultural impact. Get ready to peel back the curtain because we're about to explore the untold truth behind the unstoppable rise of the VMA's most celebrated artists. We all fall for the myth of the overnight sensation. We see a new artist blow up, win a bunch of moonmen, and we think, wow, they just came out of nowhere. The reality is that almost every single VMA winner has a history of relentless hustle and years of grinding in relative obscurity. Take a look at the history of artists like Beyoncé or even Taylor Swift. Before their global domination, they were performing in small venues, writing songs nobody heard, and facing rejection after rejection. The overnight success we see is simply the culmination of a decade of hard work finally breaking through. What's even more surprising? Many VMA winners had a prior, almost forgotten career or a hidden skill. Did you know that Lady Gaga started out as a performance artist in downtown New York before she was a pop superstar? This deep-seated foundation of experience allows them to handle the pressure and creative demands of superstardom. The connection here is that their success wasn't about a singly viral video. It was about building an unshakable core of talent and resilience. It's a lesson for all of us. The biggest wins are built on a bedrock of silent, consistent effort. But once you have that foundation, what's the next step? It's about breaking the rules. We often think of music videos as just an accompaniment to the song. But for VMA winners, the video is the art piece itself. The common myth is that a simple, high-budget video is what wins. The reality is that the most iconic VMA-winning videos are often those that defy convention, challenge norms, or create a completely new visual language. They're not afraid to be polarizing. Think about Eminem's early work. His videos weren't just about him rapping. They were grotesque, satirical, and deeply personal, tackling issues with a raw, unfiltered energy. This shock factor, a willingness to be unlikable to some in order to be unforgettable to others, is a huge part of their VMA legacy. The surprising fact is that many of these videos were born out of creative constraints, not limitless budgets. The raw, gritty feel of a video can often feel more authentic than a polished, generic production. This isn't just about visuals. It's about telling a story that the song can't tell on its own. It's about creating an entire world around their music that fans can get lost in. So, they've mastered the visuals, but what about the sound itself? Another myth is that VMA winners just stick to a winning formula. Why change what works, we might ask. But the reality is that the artists who dominate the VMAs are masters of radical reinvention. They aren't afraid to shed their old skin and emerge as something new. Think about the careers of artists like Beyoncé or even Taylor Swift. Before their global domination, every album, every era felt like a completely different persona, a new artistic direction. This isn't just for shock value, it's a form of artistic survival. By constantly evolving, they keep their fans engaged and attract new ones, ensuring they don't become stale. A surprising element of this is that the reinvention often comes from a place of personal struggle or growth. A VMA winner might change their sound after a major life event or after feeling artistically stifled. This vulnerability and willingness to put their personal journey on display makes the reinvention feel authentic and powerful. The connection here is that longevity in the music industry isn't about perfection, it's about adaptability. They've managed to turn their artistic growth into a public spectacle. But what about the message behind the art? We often assume VMA winners are untouchable celebrities living in a different world, but a key commonality is their ability to create an incredibly deep, personal connection with their audience. The myth is that it's all about having a cool public persona. The reality is that the most successful artists master the art of vulnerability and relatability. They talk about their fears, their struggles, and their triumphs in a way that fans feel seen. Look at Billie Eilish. Her early music and videos were raw, dark, and spoke to the anxieties of a generation in a way that felt completely honest. The surprise is that this isn't a new phenomenon. Artists like Nirvana in the early 90s also connected with their audience by embracing anti-establishment themes and the sense of alienation felt by many young people. The connection here is that VMA-winning artists don't just sell music, they sell a feeling. They build a community around a shared emotional experience, and their visual art becomes the banner for that community. They make us feel like we're not alone, and that's a powerful thing. But what about when their art gets political? There's a myth that for mainstream success you have to be inoffensive. But the most iconic VMA moments and winners are often the ones who dared to be controversial. The reality is that they use their platform to make a statement, often challenging the status quo. Think about Miley Cyrus's infamous performance that sparked a national debate. Or look at the videos of Kendrick Lamar that address systemic issues with poetic and powerful visuals. The surprise is that this is a conscious strategy. They understand that art, particularly visual art, has the power to start conversations that words alone cannot. By taking a stand, they not only solidify their brand, but also become a voice for a cause or a community. The connection here is that their art becomes part of a larger cultural dialogue. It's not just a song, it's a statement, a protest, or a call to action. They turn their VMA win into a declaration of purpose, not just a trophy. We tend to focus on the singular artist, the star, but behind every VMA win is a massive network of talent. The myth is that the artist does it all alone. The reality is that the most successful VMA winners are excellent collaborators. They don't just work with other musicians, they find visionary directors, cutting-edge choreographers, and innovative visual artists. A surprising aspect is that many of these collaborations are long-term, forming a creative posse. Think of the legendary partnership between director Hype Williams and many hip-hop icons in the 90s, or the ongoing creative relationship between Taylor Swift and director Joseph Kahn. This isn't just about sharing a credit, it's about building a trusted team that understands their vision and can push it to new heights. The connection is that a VMA win isn't just a testament to one person's talent, it's a testament to the power of a collective creative brain trust working in perfect sync. Another common misconception is that once an artist makes it, they can relax. The reality is that VMA winners often have a work ethic that would make most people's heads spin. They're constantly writing, recording, and planning their next move. The music videos we see are the result of countless hours of rehearsals, script changes, and editing sessions. A surprising fact is that this work ethic is often a direct result of their deep-seated insecurity and drive to prove themselves. They feel they have to keep pushing to stay relevant and to avoid being a footnote in music history. The connection is that their success isn't just a destination, it's a continuous journey of self-improvement and relentless effort. They understand that to be a VMA legend, you have to be in the game, always. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, the biggest VMA winners are master storytellers. The myth is that their careers are just a series of random events. The reality is that they meticulously craft their own narrative. They control the flow of information, the timing of their releases, and the message behind their visuals. They understand that the public loves a good story. For example, the build-up to an album release with cryptic social media posts and teaser videos is a carefully orchestrated art form. They give the public just enough to get them talking, but not so much that they give away the whole story. A fascinating aspect of this is that they often weave personal narratives, like a breakup, a new love, or a political awakening, directly into their art, making their lives feel like a compelling TV series that fans can't wait to watch. The connection here is that a VMA win is more than just a public vote. It's a recognition of a perfectly executed narrative. They aren't just making music, they're creating a legacy. After seeing all the work, the strategy, and the psychological mastery that goes into a VMA win, it's clear it's about so much more than just a great song. It's about a relentless work ethic, a willingness to reinvent, and the courage to be controversial. It's about building a brand, a visual identity, and a community. If you found these secrets as mind-blowing as we did, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an exclusive deep dive into the fascinating world around us. And tell us in the comments what VMA fact surprised you the most. So, the next time you see a winner on stage, holding that iconic Moonman, remember this. You're not just looking at a successful artist. You're looking at a master of their craft, a strategic genius, and someone who dared to defy the rules. The real question is, what can we learn from them to apply to our own lives? What narrative are you creating, and how will you make it unforgettable?